Maybe that's what it is maybe I still care too much.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you just gotta, like, live on the
So that might just also just...
You know? You can't travel down the river if you don't give yourself up to the stream. You know what I mean?
You've been saving that. You've been waiting.
He's had that in his back pocket for such a long time.
Listen, man, y'all can't hate me because I'm wise. Okay.
Wise.
He's got the wisdom.
All right.
What happens when the soul detaches from the body, when the boundary between life and death is crossed? Hey there, listeners, and welcome back to the Fear and Flame podcast. I'm Brooklyn.
I'm Mason.
What?
And today we are talking about near-death experiences. So, strike a match, light a candle, and settle in. This one is sure to ignite some fear. Do you know what a near-death experience is?
It's when you're near to death.
That's such a great answer. You're right, actually. They're reported by people who have been clinically dead or on the edge of death. For example, some would be like cardiac arrest, traumas, comas, drowning, people in battlefield, like wounds, have been shot or something, surgical flatlines. And then again and again, people typically describe that they have experiences such as leaving the body, watching the doctors work on them, usually like obviously from outside the body, like in 360 or whatever, traveling through darkness or a tunnel, encountering light, beings, or presences, reaching a boundary they are told they cannot cross, and then being sent back to their body.
You know, and I just watched a Joe Bart video about like consciousness and stuff like that, and it brought an interesting point of when do most people consider somebody dead, right? Because I think people have kind of different, or he thinks too, that people have kind of different definitions of whenever people consider somebody dead. Like if somebody was clinically dead, like brain dead, but like their heart is still pumping, they still are able to, breathe in oxygen. It's just that their brain you're just no longer there.
Yeah.
Like, but a lot of people still consider that like alive or whatever, like that there's still a chance.
I've had a discussion where they passed away, but they were resuscitated and they didn't have brain activity. But like you said, like technically they still had a pulse and they were breathing. I mean, they were on a machine.
Yeah.
So I'm like, which I don't know, I don't know obviously, but in my mind I would think like their soul is probably already gone. They're probably already gone. And it's just their body is being like kept alive. But I don't think that, I feel like your soul would probably be gone. But then there's also but then
people come back from that too,
like if you're in a
sometimes.
coma or something. So that's what's hard.
And I think it's weird because it's like, what is, like, it was most of the videos just what is consciousness, right? And it's when do you consider somebody alive
actually
and
gone,
conscious and aware and like whatever? Like, is it awareness? Is it just being aware that you're around?
It's a good argument. It's confusing. The pattern was first formally documented in the 1970s by psychiatrist Raymond Moody, but the accounts go back thousands of years. Plato wrote of soldiers who died and returned with visions of judgment. Medieval monks described tunnels of light and angelic escorts, and modern ICU patients describe floating above ventilators and defibrillators. So, I have some stories that we'll read about, like of people who have had near-death experiences. I took from a bunch of different sources, but one of the most well-known cases is of Pam Reynolds Lowry. She had a near-death experience that occurred in 1991 during a rare brain surgery in which doctors cooled her body, they stopped her heart, and drained the blood from her head so they could remove an aneurysm. So while she was in the state of like standstill, there was no measurable brain activity. Pam later said that she became aware of leaving her body. She recalled hearing a loud sound like a natural D note and then feeling herself being pulled out of her body. She described floating above the operating table and watching the doctor's work, saying, "I was looking down at my body. It was the most aware I think I have ever been in my entire life." She later spoke of seeing specific surgical instruments and the way the doctors were positioned, even though her eyes were taped shut and her ears were blocked by speakers. After this out-of-body phase, Pam said she moved into a dark space and then toward a brilliant light that felt loving and alive. The light was so bright, yet it didn't hurt my eyes. It was like it was made of love. She said in that light she encountered deceased relatives, including her grandmother and uncle, and felt an overwhelming sense of peace and belonging. When it was time to return, Pam said her uncle told her that she had to go back, even though she didn't want to. I didn't want to come back. It was so beautiful there, she explained. The return to her body felt sudden and harsh, which she compared to diving into a pool of ice water. She later reflected at the experience completely changing her understanding of life and death, saying, "Death is not something to fear. It's just like taking off a tight shoe."
I'm always a skeptic in these.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of one of those things where it's like, unless her story is corroborated
With the doctors, and
with
it
the
usually
doctors,
is. Yeah,
and they're
most
like,
of these
hey,
are corroborated.
like, yeah, like despite the fact that this person had their eyes covered, they somehow were able to conjure up every single thing in a pretty accurate, you know, description of what was going on, despite the fact that they had no idea because they were unconscious before they hit the operating room, right? So then I'm a little bit more like, okay, maybe.
Yeah, most all of these are
maybe they're a
corroborated
little-
with doctors because the patients will be like, oh, like I saw this and heard this and all this, and doctors are kind of like, nah. But then whenever they start detailing out things and what they saw and what they heard and everything, then the doctors are kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
But it has to be specific.
Yeah,
I feel
and
like
it
you
is
It would have to
usually
be.
specific
It would have to
details.
be very specific.
And it
have to
was,
be like-
on this one, it was, I think, whenever they talk about the instruments, I think she was able to describe what some of the tools
Yeah.
looked like that he was using. Because I'm pretty sure he used like what looked like a saw.
Like, it would
For
have
her-
to be detailed.
It'd have to-
It'd have to be,
yeah.
this is the order of the people that were in the room.
Yeah. and-
This is how long it took. This is the actions
Yeah.
that, like, what, like the stuff that you literally could not know unless you were conscious and observing
Yeah.
the room, right? Because otherwise, then it's just like,
Yeah.
you probably could have just made a pretty good guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I was asleep and I saw y'all working on
Yes,
me.
and
And
it was like, yeah, here's the, you know,
Yeah.
if you had a semi-decent,
Yeah,
you
it'd
know.
have to be like you could read a note on the table or something like that.
yeah.
For me to really believe it, because I don't know about
Yeah.
the soul leaving the body thing.
Do you
Observing
believe?
it.
So, do you think before we get into the more stories, do you believe in near-death experiences? Like, do you think they
Yeah,
are
I think you
legitimate?
can be near death,
I mean, like the
but I
experience
don't
of like
think that-
leaving
I
your
don't-
body.
Yeah, I
and
don't believe the soul leaving
It's-
the body thing.
it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to differentiate what would be a genuine, like, after death experience and what would just be a conjuring of the mind
Yeah.
shortly before death.
Because it's said that when you die, your brain releases DMT. So maybe their brain thought it was
tripping.
dying, released DMT, and they tripped. Would be my kind of guess, because
Yeah.
there's no.
Have you guys watched Harry Potter? I just think of Harry since I watched it not too long ago. When Harry Potter like dies, he's like in the white train station and Dumbledore's there.
Yeah.
and it's just
You feel like that you're going to wake up in a train station?
yeah.
That'd be the
Just
worst
like-
place to wake up at, a public train station. I'd be mad. I'd be like,
where'd I
this is
go?
it, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just what takes you on to
Yeah, I mean, I think
your
I
afterlife
don't
or
know.
whatever.
Because
Eternity.
I mean, I haven't died yet, so I have no clue.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Yeah.
there yet.
Lucky us.
But like, it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know. It would make more sense to me if I would have to look at it. I have no idea. I actually need to go back and read it. But I think that in the Bible, that it is like you're dead, and like you are like dead, like nothing's going on.
Like you're not coming back.
Like you're dead, and it's like you're sleeping essentially. Like you're at a state of just nothingness, and then you get
Judgment Day.
revived or reawoken, and then it is Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Is I think what the wording is. So if you were to go off of that entirely, then
Which and different people think different of that scripture
Yeah.
too. So everybody has their own
everybody's
opinion on
got
that. So it's hard. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's just like maybe, maybe not.
Because
I
in
don't
my
know.
mind, I think like since God is outside of time, I think that we could already all have like everyone could already have had Judgment Day, and we could technically either be in heaven or hell right now, but because he is outside of time, so like
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, for
here,
him,
but
yeah.
yeah. So technically, it could, like, when people die, I think that they could already be with God because maybe
they
I'm
could've
already
been-
with God
They could have
too.
been there the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But it's hard, it could be-
if we're transcending like
Yeah.
the physical limitations of then you
Yeah.
it probably would be. It's one of those things where it's like, but I like realistically, it does not matter, right? Because
Yeah,
whether it's you're asleep for a couple million years and then it's Judgment Day, or whether you immediately get whatever, like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
I don't
very
know.
interesting to think about, though.
Yeah, it's like I do. Like it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We could just all be tripping before we die, or
Yeah.
it could be.
And it is interesting too because it's some of them are religious accounts. So some of them, like, they either think they're going into a place that is like heaven or heavenly in a sense, or somewhere that is like damned, like hell, like they're going to this.
Yeah.
Some of them are just like, nah, I'm just like in this train station, you know, like I'm
Yeah.
just maybe
Like-
just a
And that's the other thing too, is if there's like so many different accounts that have so many different what
Yeah,
happened.
if they
Not
all,
everybody.
if they're all experiencing a different.
yeah.
yeah. Like somebody's got to be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't be.
Yeah, can't
you know.
all be experiencing our own type of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
The brain trying to comfort itself or scare itself. That's the one thing is I feel like your brain, which I know we have nightmares and stuff, but if you are dying and you get that DMT or whatever, like
Yeah.
I would think that your body would want to like calm itself. It would want to be in a
You would
peaceful
want it to.
transition
Yeah, you would want.
But-
instead of going.
You still have nightmares.
I think it's but it's like it's probably one of those things where if you were to trip on like a hallucinogen, I've heard it's typically like whatever headspace you're in at the time
Mm-hmm.
pretty much determines what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you want.
Yeah.
It's kind of just
It's
whatever
gonna do
you're
what it's
feeling.
gonna do.
So if like before you die, you're like, oh my god, I've been such a terrible person. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe this is it. Then the little like last 7 minutes of like just straight whatever.
Yeah,
will probably
could
not be pleasant.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
probably be
It's
like,
probably true.
oh my god, like
this
this is
literally.
terrible. But then the rest of people, they're like, oh, no, I'm fine with this. This is okay.
My
then
family. I
whatever.
got to see my family. It
Yeah,
was warm and
then,
fuzzy,
like-
and someone else was like, I was on cobblestone and there was fire everywhere.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
demons.
fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, I'll keep reading stories so we can hear about more counts. This was Dr. Brian Weiss tells of an elderly woman who had been blind from birth and experienced a near-death episode during surgery when her heart stopped. She later explained that she suddenly found herself outside of her body, floating near the ceiling of the operating room, able to see for the first time. Looking down, she recognized the doctors, nurses, and equipment in vivid detail. She even saw her own body on the table and remembered thinking, so, that's what I look like. Colors, shapes, and movement were all clear to her, even though she had never had physical vision in her life. One small moment especially shocked the medical team. As she watched the surgery, she saw one of the doctors accidentally drop his pen. It rolled across the floor and under a table. After she was revived, she told them, "One of you dropped something, a pen. It fell and rolled under the table." The doctor confirmed it had happened, yet no one had spoken about it out loud. She also described being drawn toward a radiant presence filled with peace and love, saying, "It felt like being wrapped in pure love where there is no fear at all."
Yeah.
So that's the one where it's like vivid detail from a blind person
Yeah.
who's never seen anything
Yeah.
before.
Well, that's the other thing, too, though.
How can you
I
see
don't
without
know.
having seen? I'm just kidding.
Well, I know.
I'm just
Well,
kidding.
it's like,
it is
like,
a consciousness
Because
thing.
what if they don't know what anything looks like or what anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're not sure what it's supposed to be like,
Yeah, how would you know what it?
know.
Like, yeah, you supposedly now you understand
Yeah.
what colors are. You've never seen colors before.
Yeah. I think that's the problem with just how limited the human experience is it's like you only have your perspective to go off of.
Yep.
If you never once experienced this thing.
But
you would
how
never
do
be
you
able-
know that someone dropped their pen
That
and
is
nothing
like
was said?
the-
Yeah.
It's the interesting thing, but it also like I
Did
How
it
do you just
happen?
wake up and guess
like
though?
it'd be an
But yeah,
easy
but
fact to
did
add
she
to the
guess
story.
that somebody dropped their pen?
Yeah,
I think
I don't know.
Was she? What did they drop the pen before they sedated her?
Yeah, I don't know
She heard a pin hit the floor.
because that's
Oh.
that's
Because her hearing's so
That's
good
the
because she's
thing,
blind.
though, like that. All of a sudden, you know what colors are and stuff. What I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we're all wearing blue scrubs. It's like you don't know what blue is.
Like you just.
Why
you
would have freaking
probably-
roasted her?
Yeah, you probably encountered at some point. That,
Like if you're actually blind, you would see the colors, but you wouldn't be able to tell me that the scrubs were blue.
Yeah, because you don't know what blue is.
Yeah, you don't
and that's the
understand.
problem. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't know, like you would have never been taught which ones are which because you just know. What
Yeah,
they're
just like
supposed
people
to
like
be.
they don't know what green. Because if you say the grass is green, the sky is blue, I guess that's true. If they've never been able to
Yeah.
see, you'd
Yeah,
It's like, okay.
never seen the sky. How do you know the scrubs are blue?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, because that's the problem is like you'd never be able to. Because if you had a blind person that was able to see for a point of their life and then went
That would be
blind,
a little
Yeah,
different, I
that'd be
guess.
different.
it'd be different, but it's still like, you know what that stuff looked like at a time,
Yeah.
so it'd be pretty easy to just.
And if you
like,
want to guess, a lot of medical staff typically do wear blue or black
Yeah,
scrubs.
like
Which
it-
that wasn't in this story. That wasn't added. That was
Yeah.
just an example. But
Yeah. Like, I don't know, it's so hard. You can't, like, you'd have to be able to experience two different entirely perspectives.
this
to be
is
able to put it
definitely
together.
one of those things where it's like you can't tell someone that they didn't have that experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like I might not be able to confirm or like say like, oh, they're definitely, I believe them or whatever, but I also can't say they're wrong or I don't believe them. You know,
think-
it's like,
Yeah,
Well, I think that's why there's so much fear around just, like, death in general,
Yeah.
is because it literally is so unknown because
no
nobody
one's experienced it.
can believe to
Yeah.
experience. Like, nobody
Yeah.
can even begin, right? Because it's so...
yeah.
It's so personal. It's
Yep.
so, like, you'll never experience it until you do. And then that'll probably be...
It,
Yeah. the last your physical body ever experiences will be that.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow.
such a weird thought. Like even just me doing this, I have such a hard time. I don't know why wrapping my head around it, which I know I'll never actually fully understand death until it happens to me, like to someone close to me, because I haven't had that experience yet.
Yeah.
But you know, when you just like get those little moments when you're hit and you're like, everyone is going to die.
Yeah. I think, you know,
You just get that sudden soul.
yeah.
I'm like, oh
it
wow,
comes
like
every, like, few months, so you're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, oh, man. Well,
yeah, every once in a while, like, well, like I look around, I'm just
Yeah.
like, if I don't die first, one of them are going
Yeah.
to, which is not good to do either, because you don't want to live like that in fear. But
that's the other thing too, is like almost nothing else in our life is a certainty as much as that.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like that's like literally the only thing that you could never avoid.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's what's so like I think also mind-boggling and hard to put your head around is like because the saying like how the two certainties in life are death and taxes, but you can still just not pay taxes.
yeah,
too.
Yeah, you can.
just die.
Yeah. But it's like you've got to die. Like it's not
Yeah.
your decision.
No. Mm-mm.
So it's just kind of like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, if you have to pick a topic that is the scariest thing, like, you know, like talk about, oh, I'm scared of ghosts, I'm scared of like, you know, like death is
yeah.
something that you can't escape, and it
it's
is.
built in, man. That's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's why are you scared of ghosts? Because it may kill me. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Exactly. Everything is like, this is something that could be the cause of my
why
death.
are you afraid of like the shadow hat man in the corner? He may come over here and decide that it's my time. You know, like
He
that's
might actually
why.
be the Reaper.
yeah, like because that's the worst thing that that something could do to something else.
Yeah, I
To
guess
kill
that's
it,
true. Like,
right?
what's the worst
'Cause
thing he
it's
can
like-
do? Die.
Yeah.
Somebody kill me.
Like it's like, oh man, like he'd come over there to spook me or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's like, well,
Give
you
me a
know.
fright.
Yeah, and it's like, well, that's not too bad. But it's like the reason why I'm spooked is because he could also just be like, you know, like
You're not
in
wrong.
my mind at that time. But
Yeah.
So it's like it's built in.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
it is.
Yeah.
They kind of got that hardwired.
Internally.
I think a little part of me will be kind of like, just because I want to know. I want to know what it is. I want to know what it's like, which is weird. I
No,
think.
yeah, it's normal though, I think.
But I think it's just like, you know, like if I have no idea until it happens. So at
Yep.
least like at least at that point I'll
you
know
got
when
something to
it's
look
over.
forward to.
Yeah, like, I got something to like, be like, okay, well I finally get to see what it's like, and then it's over. So
Yep.
it's whatever,
Yeah, it's all good.
you know.
Let's go into one of the scary stories. This guy has a book called 8 Hours in Hell.
Oh yeah,
Steve
I've had a couple work days like that.
Yeah.
Steve King's story begins with a period of deep despair. He struggled with addiction and hopelessness and attempted suicide by slitting his neck and stomach and was rushed to the hospital, where doctors worked to save him. He was later told that he was clinically dead for nearly 8 hours while surgeons fought to keep his body alive.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's clinically dead.
That's what they said.
That's crazy. That's
Clinically
a really
dead means no
long time.
pulse. No
He
brain
might-
activity.
Yeah.
That doesn't, I don't
During
know
the
about
time
That's like you come back and you're literally like a vegetable.
Yeah,
because your
clinically
brain
dead.
hasn't
was
had enough oxygen.
too much, man. Which that's
a
just
long
what this
time.
says. It could be like he might have still had a
Like,
like he
yeah,
He may have been like kind of brain dead,
like
or I don't even
had a
know.
pulse maybe still or something like. But they were working on him. I'm assuming
Like
for the 8
if
hours.
they stopped at any point, that
He
would
could
just been
die
like,
maybe.
Yeah, like
Out.
maybe his heart wasn't beating or something.
Yeah.
And they had him on.
The little blood machine that goes.
Yeah, keeps him circulating, but clinically dead, I don't think.
During that time, he says his consciousness had entered a dark, barren realm he recognized as hell. He described a rocky, desolate wasteland filled with tormented souls and enormous, terrifying beings that he identified as demons. There was no light. I don't remember seeing a single leaf of grass. Cold, dark, and filled with agony, he recalled. He also felt an overwhelming sense of guilt and isolation. For the first time in my life, I knew I deserved to be there. And when I read that, I was like, whoa, that is
Maybe a little like, oh man.
like, oh, that's a wake-up call. Back in the hospital, a group of Christians prayed for him. So I think, like, I don't know if it was his parents, someone that was close to him was, like, calling as many people as they could
It's
to
like
pray
this
for
dude's
him.
gone to hell.
Yeah.
We need to get all the help we can, man.
He said at that moment, a presence that he recognized as Jesus called him back. He felt himself pulled from the darkness and returned to his body. Awakening in the hospital bed, weak but alive, he realized the experience had profoundly changed him. The encounter led him to abandon his former life and dedicate himself to sharing the story as a warning and a testimony of rescue from despair. So,
Yeah. Which isn't like a bad thing, I don't think.
No.
No, not a bad outcome, but I don't know. It's just another one of those, like,
8
people that have
hours.
tripped on heavy psychedelics also say they realize the errors in their ways.
yeah.
Like,
Which
in their
still good,
hallucinations.
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
Better
So it's
than like
kind of
finding
the-
out the hard way. You know?
yeah. When you actually don't get to come back.
Like you don't get the reset button. No man, that's crazy. Cut his neck and his stomach, and was gone for 8 hours. That's like.
It says
a
the book is
really
called,
long
and if
time.
you want, you can look up the book. He has a full book of it, the experience. I'm guessing. I'm sure it has more details of like what was actually going on in the operating room and
Yeah.
everything, like from other perspectives. But the book is called 8 Hours in Hell.
Yeah, which that would be genuinely. I would like I will, probably will look it up just because I want to know like at what like stage of incapacity his body was in.
At yeah.
And if it was genuinely like there was no like nothing going on in the brain,
That
that's
is
crazy.
that is
And he
literally
made it
God.
back and he's
That's
like-
literally God bringing
He's
him back.
completely fine. Like he doesn't have like brain damage or
Yeah, I mean, he wrote a book.
yeah.
This next one is a retired engineer who had open heart surgery. I can't remember what it was called. I had it open, but I guess I lost it on my computer. There is a website that is dedicated to near-death experience research. I think this one's an international one. And it just has lists. You can
just
look
like
at
people that
lists
were-
of anybody and everybody's like their near-death experience. You can go through and read whatever you want. And so many, like we were talking about, are so different in what people see and what happened. But this one says, I underwent open heart surgery to have the aortic valve replaced, and when the surgery was over, they had difficulty restarting my heart. I was hooked to a pacer for 4 days until my heart took over on its own. I'm not sure how long it took them, and I don't know that it was an NDE because I was still unconscious. But the second time, I started from a conscious state and was flatlined for 10 seconds, and that was very similar to the first one. So he had two experiences basically back to back, but he doesn't really know for sure because like the first one he was unconscious or conscious. It was just
he wasn't like
weird.
He wasn't
Yeah.
sure if he's fully dead. Yeah.
Both were caused by the same type of a event, which was like he didn't have any cardiac activity, like his heart was not beating at all.
And that's the thing. That's what it's something too. Is like, what do you consider dead?
Yeah,
There
it's
could
still the
be
same thing.
activity in your
Yes.
brain a little bit. And
Yeah,
it's-
just the heart's not beating or
Yeah.
whatever. It says the first event happened February 24th and the second was March 2nd. They were at home. This is like they recorded it whenever they got home and they were recovering. It says, in the second flatline, I had a cardiac event where both nodes were not present, so they stopped my heart chemically in the ICU to get the rhythm back. So that's when they basically shock you, I think, to try to get the rhythm to be back where it's supposed to. That's when the second...
It feels so, like...
I know.
That's like I feel like there's got to be a more scientific way to get that figured out. And I'm like, well, we're going to go ahead and just stop it and see if we can't get this...
I think that is
get
literally
this
the
dude
only
back on
way.
track. That's crazy.
So this is whenever the actual, like, his second one that he actually talks about the near-death experience. It says, I was hyper-aware and had a sense that I had transitioned to another environment. Some unfamiliar and strange place. I saw an intense, vivid light that flashed with about a 2-second reassurance and a voice saying, we need to go back. The voice was repeating the phrase, have to go back, with desperation, over and over. I came to a definite conscious decision, just like return to his life. Like it was almost like he got to kind of choose, but whatever the voice was just kept telling him, like, you have to go back, you have to go back. I was surprised that no one seemed to be interested in hearing what I experienced, so I told my sons about it. At least someone else would know. I talked to one of the nurses and I had them let me take a picture of the waveform on the monitor at the exact time of the flat line. That's on my phone for reference. I guess he just wanted to have the picture.
Of the when he died.
Yeah. So the experience he found, it's called IANDS. I think it's just International Archive of Near-Death Experiences or something like that. So he put this on here. But something that always comes up, not always, but a lot of the time, is either hearing someone say something or seeing someone tell you, like, okay, it's time to go back to your body. Like, time to go back. You got to leave. You can't stay. And everyone's like, no, I want to stay, unless you're in hell. But no, I want to stay because it's so wonderful. And they're like, sorry, it's not your time. And so that's when they get back to their bodies.
Yeah. It seems like such a stereotype, which I guess if that's like the common thing.
Yeah,
then that's
it's like I'd be more interested to hear this from an Aborigines that's never been told about heaven or hell.
It's one of those where it's just like either that's really how it is, or just it has been repeated in
so many
pop culture
times
so often that it's just like that's,
okay, I know, like that's what I'm gonna think of whenever
yes, like that's what your state of mind is whenever you're
which could be
you're going under.
I just have 2 more stories and then we'll kind of go into the pattern and stuff and finish up. But this one is Danian Brinkley. In 1975, Danian Brinkley's life changed in an instant when he was struck by lightning while walking home. He was clinically dead for nearly half an hour, and during that time, he reported leaving his body entirely and entering a realm of light and consciousness far beyond earthly understanding. He described meeting beings of pure love and light who guided him through a review of his life. This life review was vivid and intimate. He saw the consequences of his actions, the pain he caused others, and the subtle ways he had affected people around him, often without realizing it. When he returned to his body, the experience had altered him profoundly. He noticed that he could suddenly sense events before they happened. He accurately predicted deaths, accidents, and other major events, sometimes with startling precision. He also developed the ability to perceive the emotional states and inner struggles of others, almost immediately, describing and seeing the truth of their hearts. Over the years, he has written extensively about his near-death experience, not only how it spared his life, but awakened a psychic awareness that allowed him to guide and warn others. So, some people, after they have the NDE, they get like psychic abilities or powers. They have premonitions. They can...
I don't know, but... I don't know.
You don't think you could predict
I think it's
the
one of
winning
those things-
the winning lottery number after you had a near-death experience?
Now, I feel like if I almost died, I feel like I would be a little bit more aware of
what's
life
going
and
on.
what's going on around me.
Yeah.
Just by itself. So maybe
He's
you
just
become
like
a little
more
more
receptive
maybe
to
he
things.
started paying attention and was like, oh, that person looks sad.
Yes, and a little bit more like pattern recognition.
I understand what's going on in their heart. They were crying in their car.
It's one of those things.
It's like, oh, he learned empathy.
Yeah, or like if you're like, oh, something is about to happen, but it's like
You're just more in tune with other people because you're like, oh, life is like...
life is not like this sucker ends, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, gotta take it while you can.
Yeah, nobody gets out alive here,
Yeah.
brother.
So it's kind of like, well, you know, maybe.
And
maybe I
if you
treat
go
people
through the
better
life
and-
review, because, you know, people talk about, like, you review your life and you see all the things you've done wrong or the mistakes or things you could work on. Like, obviously, if you see all that and you see how you've impacted people in negative ways, you're not going to come back and be like, I'm going to keep on being terrible.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm going to try to be better for other people and
I don't know. And then also, and another argument, I guess, maybe against that whole like life review thing of like where it's like stuff that I didn't even notice before.
It's like, well, you were
But,
there.
Yeah, like you were.
Like maybe you didn't consciously think about how kicking that kid, what it could have done to him, but subconsciously
You
in
probably
your
had an
brain,
idea.
yeah, there
Yeah.
was probably
What
a
are
part
your
of your
top
brain.
That's what I was
five
gonna
like
say.
life reviews of
Yeah.
things like that you
Yeah.
did wrong that
Yeah.
I
It's
messed
like,
up
well, you're
somebody's
there, man.
mailbox. That's
Yeah.
gonna be at the top of the list.
Because man, I think your subconscious keeps a lot better track of
Then-
things
yeah.
than your
Yeah.
actual conscious
That's
mind
true.
does. Because that's the other thing too is why you'll never know what death is like until you do it and you actually like die like for real.
For no coming back.
Yeah, it's because it's also like not you versus your subconscious, but it's just like it could just be
It's playing you.
your subconscious until you're actually.
I would
dead.
assume that there's a difference between a near-death experience and dying.
Yeah.
Which technically they died
Did they?
Yeah.
They're
Some of
back.
them clinically.
They were alive again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They may not have actually died clinically.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like Mason said, the heart might have flatlined for a few seconds on the monitor, but that doesn't mean brain death.
Yeah. Brain activity and stuff makes a difference.
Yeah, and you still got a little oxygen up there,
Yeah.
It can feed off of for
A little
a
bit.
little bit.
Couple minutes.
Yeah.
It would be weird to me if you could genuinely like die and then come back and recall it all very vividly as well.
I wouldn't consider
I don't
it
know
dying
why.
as my deal with it. I
Yeah.
just don't see that as if you come back, then you didn't die. Is my opinion.
Yeah. Just why it's near. I mean, yeah, it's near death, but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
But you're not.
But
you're
it
not
feels
dead.
like I mean, like, what's the differentiating of that and like a
That's like
really
you're saying, like, a
vivid-
dream, yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
a really vivid, really just aware.
Because I've had dreams where it was like you see things super realistically and stuff like that, or dreams that kind of correlate with memories, or dreams where you're very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, what's the difference between that and
Because you have dreams that you don't want to wake up from.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is wonderful. I'll just stay here.
And I think that people are a lot more aware and observant in their mind than they think that they are. Or at least, like, maybe not consciously, but like I said, like subconsciously. Like, I think that they take
We
it
pick
all
up a
in,
lot
Yeah.
more
And
than
and you're able to kind of pick up those
you
patterns.
just. But you just have to
those-
pick what's your mind's so constantly going, it just picks up what's important, but it still stores some of that
Like,
back
your
there.
brain can make a pretty good guess.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
about most things that are related to your life and the mistakes that you've made
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So whenever it gets a review, it's like, yeah, you're kind of a hag.
Yeah, it can, like, I think that
Yeah.
it's like, it's keeping track.
Yeah.
Of
We'll read this last story and then we'll kind of get into some of the end stuff. Mel and Thomas Benedict, diagnosed with terminal cancer in the early 1980s, faced imminent death. When he passed away briefly, he reported an experience of extraordinary clarity and cosmic understanding. He says that a sense of leaving the body entirely and entering a dimension where he could perceive the fundamental energies connecting all of life happened. In this realm, he had understood consciousness in a way that transcended human language. Every being, every thought, and every event was interlinked in an intricate living web. Upon returning to life, Benedict found his perception permanently altered. He reported the ability to see the energy field surrounding people, understand emotions telepathically, and even sense illness before they became physically apparent. He described being able to communicate with others on a level beyond words, often intuitively understanding their thoughts and feelings. His experience is particularly notable because he did not just report visions or spirits. He claimed to perceive the very energy patterns of existence and subtle currents connecting all of life.
Cool.
people that smoke too much ayahuasca say the same thing.
That's cool.
So you might not believe that he can see people's energy
Yeah,
fields.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's like it genuinely is. Like people are really, even if subconsciously, you could read a person
Pretty
Pretty well.
Usually you understand kind of how. I mean,
get a
unless you
vibe
just don't
pretty quickly
pay
from
attention to
someone.
how other people act. But
Yeah.
you can understand when someone's pissed at you and they're not saying it out loud or.
Yeah, just
mean,
by how they act.
even more subtle than that. I mean, you can kind of just
Body
figure
language
out,
and
how
they-
like if you just become observant enough, or just like
That's just the whole like profiling people, and like you just have to learn how to do it pretty
Yeah.
much. It is, I think, a very much a learnt skill.
Yeah. Dude,
I mean,
we'll
some
make
people
a-
probably have more of a vibe check with others, and maybe they're more perceptive to being able to do that, but it is definitely something you can learn as a skill.
Maybe all the people having NDEs were just really narcissistic. I'm just putting
I
that
would
out there.
definitely have an NDE.
It just took them close,
for
coming close to
sure.
death to realize that
Like,
other
oh,
people
man, I'm kinda-
experience life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think
If you guys just met me for the first time, what do you think my energy would look like?
I don't know if you want me to say on camera. No. I'm just
Why?
kidding.
What is my energy color?
I don't know. I've never seen anybody's energy as a color.
Have you seen that
I- you
Cynthia
know, and
or,
here's the
or have you seen her interview where she's like, I can
I've seen
like
Yeah.
see sound like
this. That is a thing.
sound.
some people-
You can-
yes,
that is
yes,
relevant.
yes.
Now, but like seeing like
I just think that
auras,
yeah.
you guys can believe whatever you want to. I
No,
don't
no,
care.
yes.
don't,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's cool. I
But
think it's kind of cool. Like, I'd be
I-
interested to know.
I like
If you know what auras are, tell us what ours are.
Yeah, like if you could see, I guess put it down in the comments. But I will say, me personally, I don't think that I buy it.
Yeah.
And it's
no.
like, because it's just is like, it just feels like that you're just kind of associating, like it's like the whole thing where you associate, like what color is math?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's like, oh, I think math is red.
Yeah.
Somebody else thinks math
That is
blue.
green. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
gr- You think math is green?
And I've just never attributed a color to math.
Yeah, but
I think
it's
math
like-
is green, science is yellow.
where you can be like, oh, well, it
Reading
kinda
is
has
red.
the same, because those colors make you feel certain ways. That you
Yeah.
can just associate that color with somebody's
Like, I hate you,
personality.
so
Yeah, and I hate
your
the
aura
color,
is red.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
or like you're an angry person, I think you're red because like
Yeah.
anger is associated
Yeah.
with like red or
Because you watched a Disney movie that come out a couple years ago.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, but I think that's what it is. It's just like
Yeah.
that's what people like you know,
Yeah.
connect those things to, and you're able to kind of connect, like even though it's arbitrary, like two arbitrary things together because
Yeah.
they both make you feel a similar
Certain way. Yeah.
So it's just like I don't know if I 100% buy it, but like I get what they're trying to say. I think.
Yeah.
But
I don't
Wyatt's
think
aura
it's like
is
you can actually
definitely orange. Like, if you look at him.
I don't think so.
I'm just kidding.
I don't feel orange.
Let me think. I hate to say gray. It's not gray.
Gray's not even
bad.
gray's a shade.
Literally gray.
If somebody
I don't
said
feel like
your
it's
aura
gray.
is a shade, I'd immediately discount it.
Fuchsia. It's fuchsia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like it's like a darker color than.
I want them to give me paint card numbers.
Sherwin Williams. Make sure
Williams,
it's a Sherwin
eggshell
Williams.
white.
Yeah. It's like P219.
Yeah. If they can do that, I'll believe you. If you
Yeah.
can pull out
You
the
can give me-
Persia,
yeah.
whatever color code. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
that's-
Like, that's pretty.
That sounds
Yeah,
about
I don't
right.
think
there.
Yeah.
people can be described with a couple different colors.
Yeah.
I
If
think.
you've got that flavor of autism, you
Yeah.
have at it. Dude.
Yeah.
I'll believe you. You know, if you can get that down, then
I'm all in.
I'm down.
Across continents and centuries, the structure typically remains the same. There's separation, so separation from the body, a transition. They transition and they encounter usually a presence, entity, something. There's the boundary, so whether you're in the tunnel and there's like, oh, the bright light and stuff, you're kind of like at this end and they're like, sorry, you got to go back, the return. So usually it's always the same steps that happen in every single encounter. It's just people perceive it differently almost. So like,
Yeah.
obviously the guy who was in hell, you know, he gets out of his body, goes to hell, and then there's like Jesus comes and takes him back to his body type
Yeah.
of thing.
I think that's what gets me. I don't know. I think that it's like they can't. In my mind, it just wouldn't make sense for all of them to be right.
Yeah.
You
But I
know?
mean,
Maybe
the-
they
Well,
could
they're
be.
all a little different. The thing. So what do you think death is? If everybody experiences it differently, then why does it even matter that you had a near death experience?
Yeah.
Because it may not be applicable to my near death experience.
Yep.
And you could never say that somebody's death
Yeah.
was different or the same as yours.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of
Yeah.
like, well, maybe
No,
it ain't. We'll
no.
never know.
So I don't know. I just have a hard time believing the. I think more than likely it's the DMT thing. A lot of the things that they say draw similarities to people that just like to trip on the weekends.
Why just being
like,
so
isn't that
straightforward?
nuts?
Is
I mean, that's
people,
like
nah.
they encountered weird entities and
Yeah.
they realized that they were a bad person and
They change. It's a lot
They
of like
change
I might
ways.
change
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
after
Surely
this
people don't do
experience.
that for fun, right? Like that's because I've seen the stories of people have a whole entire life for like 50 years, and then it's
That's
been
what
7
makes me
minutes.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the worst possible thing I feel like to happen.
Yeah,
Other than the after effects. So this
Look at
is
the
something interesting. Researchers at the Near Death Experience Research Foundation have documented thousands of cases, and what disturbed them most wasn't what people saw while they were dead, it's what happened after they came back. People who didn't have any paranormal beliefs report seeing shadow figures standing in doorways,
not good.
presences watching them sleep,
Not good.
Maybe the dying and losing a little oxygen to their brain could be contributed to the hallucinations.
Not good.
intense electromagnetic disturbances, clocks stopping, streetlights shutting off when they walk by them,
I genuinely,
electronics malfunctioning, children and animals reacting to something invisible near them.
how terrible if the last worldly thing you experience is a bad DMT trip.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, son.
That would suck.
They've got to bring me back. Please.
But what if you come back and you have all this stuff happen?
Well, what if that stuff was happening before and now
Clocks
they're
are
looking
stopping,
for it?
light, street lights
I've
going
had
off.
animals look at invisible things, but I haven't had an NDE yet.
Well, you're just messed up, so...
Yeah.
We used to have a cat that would look in the corners and stuff. Well,
Yeah,
she's
it's
still
creepy.
alive. It's like, well, maybe that was happening before you were still pretty narcissistic because you hadn't had your
You weren't paying
DMT trip
attention.
yet.
Yeah. You haven't. Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes clocks stop. Usually you got to pull them off the wall and put batteries in them.
Why is so not for the near-death
Nah,
experiences
he's
at
like,
all.
you die, you
He's
don't.
so done.
Come on now.
Yeah, I think
People
you
that have
die,
like
you're
the
dead.
psychic things, they say they have heightened intuition. They know when people will die. They have prophetic dreams. They're aware of people's hidden emotions.
Alex
see light
Jones
around
hit a
living
lot of
things.
those notes. I'm just going to put that out there. He had some prophetic things too.
Yep. And he does a lot of drugs, so I guess. So let's just get into the theories. We'll finish it up with the theories. What did they cross into? So heaven and hell, obviously that's a big token. The oldest explanation, they go to judgment. There's darkness or light, beings of authority, boundaries. They're not meant to cross as a living person. Like, okay, you got to go back. It's not your time yet. They talk about verses, specific scripture, things like that. So one of them is just heaven and hell. Next one is interdimensional realms. So physicists accept the possibility of multiple dimensions layered over our own. Some theorists believe that they are accidental crossings into higher dimensional spaces, realms where consciousness is native, or worlds that intersect ours at death. Not heaven, not hell, but somewhere else. Soul travel theory.
This one
Ancient
may be it.
mystics described the silver cord a tether between the soul and the body. When the cord loosens, consciousness travels. When it snaps, death is final. So whenever you're having NDE, your cord is being stretched a little bit, but it's not snapping. Whenever it snaps, that means that
Game over, player.
You're gone.
And then we'll insert 25 cents to continue.
So
Yeah.
that's basically the soul travel theory. It's just like if your soul travels from your body a little bit, whenever it gets to a certain point, like no going back. Deception theory. This is the darkest one. It says some theologians and occult researchers warn that not every being of light is what it appears. So the people who are seeing the good things, it says they're not neutral. They are contested territory. Entities masquerade as guides. Comfort masks authority, and they like use familiar faces like relatives, family members, things like that. When the soul returns, not all attachments are severed. So that's where it comes into play, talking about like if somebody comes back and they start seeing all of these dark, evil things or weird paranormal type stuff, it's because they actually experienced something evil and now it's tied to them.
Yeah.
Type vibe, which is
Like,
interesting to
we
me.
gotcha.
Got him. Which I don't know how I feel about that one, but
I don't know.
every one of them, almost every NDE talks about a boundary, whether it be a river, gate, wall, light, a line in the space, like someone telling them they can't cross this yet because the boundaries exist to separate living and the dead, pretty much. If death is a doorway and consciousness can step through it, then what else can step through from the other side? And when the heart restarts, when the soul slams back into the body, is it always alone? So theory-wise, do you guys have any interesting theories or ideas or things that you think is the most likely? Or do you really think that it's just DMT in the brain, you know what I mean?
No, I have one that I guess is kind of similar to the whole, like, soul string theory, which is like, I've already heard, like, this is nothing that I feel that's new, but it's like the, not like the immortal theory, but it's like to where every near-death experience that you have, if like going back to even like the infinite, like whatever multiverse theory,
Interdimensional type.
yeah, that if you have a near-death experience,
You end up in a different timeline.
You died, but your current consciousness got moved over to one where you didn't, and that you have no ending because you just keep on going to the next. Like whenever you're supposed to die, whenever you do die, you do, but then that
in this
moved.
timeline, in this life, you do, but then you're just.
But I feel like that doesn't make sense because like
there's got to be an end at one point.
There's got to be one guy too that's like. Are you just getting like if that's only assuming one consciousness too? What about all the other iterations of you? That's still you.
Then they're dying whenever you move to their body, kind of deal.
Like they're still dead, right? Or do you just like swap and hope for the best? Like it doesn't make much sense to me. But I was like,
but it is an interesting theory though, because we have talked about that a little bit before. What do you think, Wyatt? Just the brain doing its own thing.
Yeah, I think it's the brain
trying to cope.
Yeah, trying to cope with death, but it doesn't die, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Or it's going through the steps of death, and it just didn't make it to the final step. A lot of it reminds me of people talking about DMT trips, which is not a lot of DMT trip people. Their visions and hallucinations are wilder.
Yeah.
Than just floating above their body and looking down, but. I think they're taking more DMT than what the brain releases on death or whenever it's near
probably
death.
Not as much.
I don't know. I've read some near death experience stories, and I just never seen anything that was concrete to me.
You just felt it'd have to be something you experience yourself.
That or they'd have to. The doctors would have to agree, and it would have to be a pretty like
crazy, outlandish, like
like they knew things that they shouldn't have known.
Yeah. I would love to just think it's religious. I'd love to just think that the ones that are religious, it's like, this is your second chance.
Good luck.
Okay, like,
what you will.
Yeah, like this, I just want you to know, like, this is a turning point in your life. You can choose.
You're getting your report card.
Basically, you can choose to do what's right or not.
The school year.
Yeah, this is second semester.
This is where we're at. Here's where we need to be.
And I think, and there's so much grace to that. No matter like what you believe, like if you get a second chance to live a better life, like why would you not take that and be like, okay, like I'm not gonna do what I was doing before, and I'm gonna be able to, I don't know, whatever it is that whatever that means for you, be successful or be someone who's more loving or encouraging or positive, whatever that may be.
Yeah,
that's what I would like to think.
I don't know. I've got an interesting question just to maybe like go over near closing out. How do you think? How would you like to die? First off, and then, but how do you think that you're actually probably gonna die?
I have always felt like I'm gonna die in a car crash.
Okay, well that's.
I hate to say that, and I hope that I don't. I've always felt that though, but Lord, please don't let me die in a car crash. I feel like that's so traumatic. I would love to just either have like an aneurysm or fall asleep.
Really?
Something
You want to have an aneurysm?
like something that is instantaneous. You know, like something that is
just painless.
Yes, that you like you're here 1 minute. You know, the people who are like, I woke up and they were gone. Like,
or just like vaporized.
Yeah.
I want to be nuked.
Yeah, right in the blast.
Right in the middle.
I don't want anything traumatic or terrifying to happen. But there's something, I feel like more peaceful and just a instantaneous death, even if it is an accident where maybe I just die on impact.
Yeah.
Than like having to go through a sickness or something where it's a long term like
drawn out.
yeah,
thing.
which
Yeah.
I don't know, there's pros and cons because I want to be able to say
'cause it happens
goodbye.
Where it's like you want to know beforehand, but
'Cause I
also,
wanna
like,
be able
you don't
to-
want to know it's happening.
Yes.
Or you want it
Yeah.
to be.
Yes, like I don't.
Yeah.
I want to be able to say goodbye, like and like take in those last like moments with your family and stuff like that. But also like you don't want to suffer. So that's tough.
Because I think that's what my answer is for how I'd like to go. Is either A, I just want to be in my sleep
Yeah.
whenever I'm not aware at all, or B, I want it to both be where I'm like completely conscious and aware and have time to
Mm-hmm.
prepare. But I also want it to be completely painless, and all of that I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
think
you
you
don't
get
get to
all that.
pick.
Yeah, I don't think. I think that you maybe get like 2 of the 3, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you've got to decide.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I do want to still be at a point where I'm like I don't want to have to stroke like have Alzheimer's or dementia or anything. Like I want to be
Yeah.
fully with it. What about you, Wyatt? What's your death
I'd like
of
to
choice?
go in my sleep.
Yeah.
Like just about everybody else. I'd prefer to just go in my sleep.
But what do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know. Probably a car crash.
Okay, man. you
Me and
guys
Wyatt are
have
gonna be in
no-
the same
yeah,
car
it's-
together.
Gosh, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be heart attack
Yeah.
for me. personally. I do. Like I don't know.
If I
like,
had to
it's like
guess,
it's gonna be
all the Red Bulls we drink, it probably
It
will
is.
be.
Yeah, I have too much caffeine. I don't walk enough. Like I'm a little too tall than I need to be.
I'm taller than what I should be.
It's I think that's kind of locked in, but I could be wrong. Who knows?
Locked
Who
in.
knows? Maybe it'll be like a cool one. Maybe I like get to die how like because it's a really basic death. That's like most people.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get like shark attack or something like that.
Yeah.
Something a little cooler. I don't know.
In landlocked Oklahoma.
Yeah. That wouldn't that be crazy though? They would be. I'd get my name somewhere
Yeah,
in
you
a
would,
book
for sure.
So if that's what you're after, it's not bad.
Well, good news, folks. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us in today's episode. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe. We want to hear from you. Leave topic ideas in the comments or find our email in the description box below to send us your scary stories.
Yeah.
Find us here next time on the Fear and Flame podcast.
Go call your mom. Or call your kids. Whatever.
Okay, go tell somebody you love them.
Yeah. Do something fun this weekend. You only got so much time.
It's running out. Clock's
Yeah.
a ticking.
Yeah. Hey, that's the beauty of it. Use it while you got it. See you next time.
Bye.